Hi everyone, welcome to our mini series, Women's at Work, brought to you by the Freelance Creative Exchange. I'm your host, Jace, Chief Businesswoman of Creative at Work. While running our business, we have met many amazing women along the way. We hope to share inspiring stories about how female Singaporean freelancers, as well as entrepreneurs, are actually taking charge and building successful businesses around the world. We are very excited to actually speak to Maria today. Hi, Maria.
I
So, Maria, as a freelance graphic designer and writer, she actually gains inspirations from anything that takes her creativity to the next level. She has actually lent her magic touch to brands like, for example, LinkedIn, Golden Village, Avivar, as well as Ion Orchard. So Maria also loves to create her own handicraft and DIY makeover projects. So hence we are very happy, and it's really our pleasure to have Maria here with us. So Maria, as working mothers, both of us are working mothers. We juggle
yes.
between multiple roles as we balance work and family responsibilities. So how is a normal day look like for you?
Oh, a normal day for me. Well, every morning at about 6:15 a.m., I get up and prepare breakfast and get my son ready for school. And after that, I dedicate about half an hour to an hour to exercise, and then I'll do my work on my laptop. And then in
Mm.
between, I'll be doing some housework, preparing meals, and supervising my son's homework. So since it's just the both of us staying together in the house, I pretty much do everything myself, and I don't have a maid or a tutor. But I've
Mm.
become so used to it that it's like every other normal day to me.
Wow. Well, it sounds like a very structured day, right?
Yeah. I don't really
So,
have like a
mm,
super fixed structure, but it's just that,
mm,
I just take it as it goes by.
mm.
Yeah.
So to what extent were you actually tested during the circuit breaker? How do you actually handle, looking after the kids at the same time while you
Mm.
actually work from home?
Well, the biggest challenge for me was to manage my son's home-based learning while juggling with my work. So my capacity and patience were really tested and stretched. It's even harder than when he was in school. So I don't abide to any hard and fast rule in dealing with this. I just treat it like having a new task added to my routine. But
Mm.
at 10 years old, my son is pretty independent in many ways. Like he prefers to do his work majority of the time, do some simple cooking and housework. So that really, really helps.
Oh, wow. He's such a matured boy.
Yeah, quite independent.
Yeah. So what is the biggest challenge that you ever face, in your freelance career, and how do you actually overcome it?
Oh, I would say it all started when I just graduated, because I was actually studying in the UK. And then straight away after graduation, I was given a 2-year working visa. So at that time when I graduated, it was during the financial crisis of 2007 to 2008. So I was applying for jobs every day, but without success. And the best I got were unpaid internships. And by the second year, the times turned even more sour. And despite the work experience I got, I still couldn't land a full-time job. So I figured if these companies won't hire me, I'll try to find clients like they did. So I
Mm.
research a lot on how to find clients, how to negotiate, how to promote myself, and to network. And that was the start of my freelance journey. So you can say
Mm.
I kind of fell into freelancing as a result. Then when I returned to Singapore, the first full-time freelance job I got was actually with a advertising agency, BBDO, which
Mm.
was really not easy to get, especially if I did not get the experience that I got in the UK. They would not hire me.
Mm.
And then, of course, as time went by, I went on to freelance for other design agencies. So I was more of
Mm.
an interim freelancer because money was irregular, and I was still hoping that they would give me a full-time job. But it seems that they preferred me as a freelancer than a employee.
But in
Uh,
a way, are you happy that things turn out this way, that you are actually able to be more sustainable now as a freelancer?
Yeah, I do. So I'm continuing from what I've said before. So like, because money was irregular, so um, after I freelanced for all these design agencies, I managed to build up my portfolio. And then I managed to become a full-time employee at a few companies, including Zalora. And then about 3 years ago, I managed to go into freelance full-time. Yeah. So I
Mm.
pretty much built my reputation from there. Yeah.
But that is also a very good advice for all our graduates, right?
Mm,
Especially now, right? I think they are also going to face a similar situation like you did when you first graduated, where
they do. Yeah.
yeah, the market is challenging. There may not be enough work for everybody.
Mm,
So one consideration that they can have is actually to see if they could actually freelance, right, in the
yes.
interim as well.
Because honestly, like if you were to look at the job list right now, there's not many jobs in graphic design or even in writing. And in
Mm,
fact, if one was to click on the positions, you are competing with at least more than 100 applicants per job. So it
mm,
really forces graduates to have to think outside the box, like saying like, okay, if they are not going to hire me, then what's next? I still want to do something within my field, but
mm,
I have to think like, okay, I cannot, uh, a 9 to 5 is not wanting to hire me right now. So perhaps I'll have to find my own clients or offer something to my friends that I could do. Like I even know of this young freelancer. Like when she couldn't find a job, what she did was to maybe create gift cards for friends instead, and then that was how she also managed to sustain herself during difficult periods. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. I guess the key thing is never stop doing it, right? If you have a passion in what you're doing, you just have
yeah.
to continue and the time will pass, right?
Mm,
Sooner or later, people will recognize your talent. So during the last 2 months, while you manage, between the
mm.
home-based learning and also, of course, work from home. So what time management or a business tip, have you learned during that period or would you like to share with our audiences?
Yeah, I would say it's important to stay focused. Plan ahead and draft out a checklist for the routine of the day and finish one task at a time. Because when you try to do so many things at the same time, you risk spreading yourself thin, and that can overwhelm you and result in more unfinished tasks. So it's very important to really finish one thing at a time.
Mm.
Uh, and then also another thing is to take a break in between to relieve the stress, to help calm you down. Calm you down, and then take your focus. Keep your focus intact.
I guess that's where the exercise part come in, right?
Yes, it does.
So in your half an hour exercise routine, is it like your because I know a lot of our some of our fellow freelancers like or rather has
Yeah.
actually picked up yoga, during the 2 months and things like that. So is that something that you are doing or you are actually doing more the running and the jogging kind?
Um, I actually don't do yoga, but I
Mm,
do like yes, jogging. I do a lot of cycling. In
mm,
fact, ever since I sold my car a few years back, I've been
mm,
cycling on and off.
mm,
And even if, like, say, I want to go to a nearby shop, I cycle. I don't take a bus.
mm,
Then
mm,
also now that during this circuit breaker, when I'm stuck at home, I'm doing a lot of core exercises. Trying to keep this tummy in, and then doing some cardio. So I'm following people like Chloe Ting, Emmy Wong, and a lot of other uh, athletes who are actually promoting, like, how to do exercise at home. Yeah.
mm. Is that something that you have always been following, or it's only during the last 2 months that you started to follow all this kind of video instructional videos, so that you can actually do it at home?
Okay. So I've always been cycling. So, that actually, because I've been cycling a lot, I actually lost significant amount of weight compared to 3 years ago. Then, of course, right now that when we are all stuck at home, our bodies get restless if we don't do something. So I've been looking through a lot of YouTube videos on exercise, and that's where I come across these people. And then I start to do the exercise at home. Yeah,
Mm,
because I also
right.
don't have equipment. So I am specifically looking at exercises that don't use equipment.
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
right,
So I,
right.
I kind of vary it between like cardio, hit, and then also some, aerobic dances as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Glad that you are doing this as well, because even for myself as well, I try to exercise as much as possible, because I know a lot of times, right, as mothers, because we are juggling so many different schedules, right, our own
Yeah.
schedules, the kid schedules, and probably our husband schedules as well, and a lot of times we actually forgot to take care of ourselves. So I think exercise to me is probably the only, like, alone time where I
Mm,
can actually be just myself, and also of course and on top of that, to take care of ourselves as well. So how do you
yes.
actually stay creative and motivated with so many things that's happening right now, and so many things that's surrounding you?
Yeah, I participate in many online communities of creative professionals and entrepreneurs to stay in touch with the latest trends and learn from them. So I would talk to people, ask for advice, give advice, check out the latest portfolios, critique on each other's works, and learn from each other. And I'm always curious about what's up there, and I keep myself open to explore other opportunities. I,
Mm.
I don't ever want to stop learning. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess that's also the message that our government are sending out during this period, right? How do you
yeah,
learn, unlearn, and relearn again?
yes.
And
Education is an ongoing journey, it just
yeah,
never stops.
yeah,
Yeah.
continuing education is very important. I think all the more
Mm.
for freelancers, right? Because
Yes.
in our course of work, it's always important for us to be at the forefront, right, of what's happening, so that we can actually provide better value, right, to
Yeah.
our clients. So
Oh,
what is
definitely.
so who are your role model actually? Do you have anyone that you actually look up to and that keep you I would say motivated, right, during your downtime?
I don't really have any particular or specific role models whom I follow. However, I'm continually learning something new from the community around me. So in a way, anyone who inspires me is my role model in a sense. Yeah.
Wow, great. Yeah. So, what are some of the plans that you have in this new model? Do you
Mm.
think that you will be pivoting your business? And of course, how do you plan to sustain and grow a business then?
Well, I'm thankful that I do have some small projects to tide me by for now. Even though, I'm going to be honest that, some of my work has dried up during this pandemic. However, I'm planning to take up some skill future courses to upgrade myself and rebrand myself to add value to what I have currently and what I can offer to my clients in the future. So with so many things going digital because of this pandemic, I'm exploring ways to, perhaps build up my own digital content to keep myself visible and relevant in the market. Also, I loved making my own handicrafts, and I've sold some of my creations before. So I'm looking to expand this into a side business as well. Yeah.
Great. So, what kind of handicraft do you make actually?
I have made, like, for example, this little necklace. You can see this is actually
Oh,
sea glass, and then I did wire wrapping over it. So
oh,
I've I've sold these before, yeah.
right,
And then
right.
I've created like concrete candle holders to polymer clay creations, and a lot of these things can be actually found on my Instagram link.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. So, do you have an e-commerce store for this, or actually, you kind of just put it out on Instagram, and then people who like it will then approach you?
I do actually have a e-commerce store, but
Mm,
to be honest, I've not been active with it for a while because I was so busy with my other projects. Yeah. So this is the
yeah.
time where when my other projects are quiet, I can focus more on this side of things. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, you're right, because I think a lot of times I think while freelancers we ourselves are caught out in our work, right? We don't really think about, oh, maybe I should diversify my business, or I should
Yeah.
look at other revenue streams. But exactly what I think this pandemic has actually taught us is that it's always good to actually have a couple of revenue streams, because while one dry up, I think that's where you can actually lean towards. I think, like for yourself, right? Because you started to do handicraft yourself. So now you actually can look into building this as a business as well. In the event, if your actual writing and designing work slow down, then this is
Yes.
another area that you can actually, pivot your business into. right? So I think that is
Yes.
something that a lot of our freelancers, or rather even ourselves, have to think about in our even in good times, right? So
Yeah.
this is something that we should look at it to
Yeah.
protect ourselves for the next pandemic. Hopefully, it doesn't come so soon, but
Yeah.
at least that is something that it can be kept at the back of our mind, lah.
Yeah. So difficult
Yeah.
times make us realize that you should never stay too comfortable, because if all else fails, what else do you have? You definitely need a fallback of some sort. And it kind of forces us to really think outside the box as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very well said. So, what advice or encouragement do you have for other female business owners as well?
I think the most important advice I would give to them is to take care of your mental health during this difficult period. Many business owners' projects are put on hold or cancelled, so it is easy to get depressed and discouraged. So, what I find helps is to be content with the blessings that you have and surround yourself with people who will encourage and believe in you. Keep your mind engaged with activities. Go exercise, learn new skills, engage with other like-minded business owners. Help out in charities or find a new hobby. Sometimes it may mean that uh, you have to find a side job to supplement your income, but don't be discouraged thinking that that's the end, because it's not. It's just putting your goals and dreams on hold. So don't allow bad times to pull you down and define you, but let it challenge and mold you to be better for the future. So, as the saying goes, tough times don't laugh. Tough times don't last, but tough people do.
Yeah, well said. Thank you,
Yeah.
Maria. Yeah, I really like this, right? I think especially as women, I think
Mm.
I mean I would like to see that we are the tougher people, right, on earth.
Yeah.
Juggling so many different roles, right? And then, and trying to do the best that we can, right? So I
Yeah.
think the most important thing is to believe in yourself, and like what you mentioned, don't let the tough time drag us down, right?
Mm.
We are in this together, and I think the community is here. So,
Mm.
like what Maria said, join as many community as you can, because those are the support network, right? And that's where we can actually support one another. Thank you
Mm.
so much, Maria. Thank you for your
Thank you
time
very
and all
much,
your
James.
advice.
Thank
Yeah, thank
you.
you. Thank you, audiences, as well. Thanks for tuning
Thank
in.
you.
Subscribe to our show, Freelance Creative Exchange. Check out our Freelance Creative Exchange website and join our Creative at Work community on Facebook and Instagram. And we will also include Maria's Instagram on the link below as well. Do check out her work and handicraft if you are interested. Have a wonderful week. Be kind, stay safe, and we'll check soon. Bye. Bye, Maria.
Okay,
Bye, everyone.
bye. Bye, everyone. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.